If you've been wanting to sell print on demand, these are some of the things that you absolutely need to know and understand before you start your store. We're going to be debunking some common myths that I see people mention when talking about print on demand all the time that just aren't true. We're going to go over the process and how it works so you understand how the whole picture looks before you start. And we'll cover some tips and tricks that will help you get started on the right foot. One of the common misconceptions that I see people mention all the time is that they don't need to pay anything to start their store. They believe that if you make a sale, it pays off the product, which actually isn't true. How print on demand works is you have a supplier like Printify, which is my favorite supplier, who prints and ships your products for you. And you also have a selling platform like Etsy or Shopify. When you get a sale on Etsy, for example, Printify will pick up that order and they will print and ship it for you. But you have to pay for that upfront. Say hello to Leo, who's decided to join this video. Look at print on demand as you being the middleman. They don't speak directly to each other. Yes, they are connected, but you are responsible for making sure that your products get shipped on time. Etsy will pay you later. It may take a little bit of time to do some processing fees. You aren't paid out right away, and there's Etsy fees and everything. So you actually need to make sure that you are charging higher on your selling platform than Printify is going to be charging you. Because again, they don't speak directly to each other. So when you get a sale, you pay for the print on demand product. Then later, Etsy pays you. You pay off your credit card bill that you use to pay your supplier, and then you keep the difference, and that is your profit. Well, a lot of people see this as a negative. I see this as a massive positive because I made sure I got a really good credit card. And when you have a good credit card, you get lots of great credit card points. So you are charging so much to your credit card because you are paying for every one of your products to be shipped out. And again, you will pay that off later. You're going to get paid back from your selling platform, but you get to keep those points. And that is how I travel pretty much for free all year round, especially during Q4. I get so many sales. I'm charging tens of thousands of dollars to my credit card and getting so many travel points. So when you start making sales, make sure that you are investing in a good credit card. The next thing I want to highlight, which bums out a lot of new sellers, so I want to warn you about it before you start print on demand and before you dig yourself too deep and realize you hate this, is how much customer service is going to be needed. You are going to get customers that message you saying their item was lost in transit. They got the wrong item. The item was crooked. The item was blurry. Unfortunately, this happens when you sell physical goods. The good news is a lot of suppliers, and Printify specifically, Printify is my favorite for this exact reason. They are extremely responsive and helpful for when your customer gets the wrong product or if there's any issue with the product at all. You just need your customer to send a photo or have proof of a quality issue, and Printify will quickly refund or reship this item to your customer depending on what they want. Print on demand is absolutely wonderful in the fact that, yes, once you get an order, you don't have to do anything. Printify will print and ship it for you. But the major exception here is customer service. And again, there is no way to fully eliminate any of these issues. It comes with the business. So if you absolutely hate customer service, maybe this isn't for you. But if you don't want to be doing customer service forever, it's still okay. Because for me, while I did my customer service for about 2 years in my store, a year and a half to 2 years. Once my store got big enough, I was able to hire a virtual assistant who now does all my customer service for me. So it's outsourced, so it's not something I have to worry about anymore. Something you'll hear a lot about print on demand is its passive income. And it's very close to it compared to a lot of physical types of businesses. But because of customer service and because of the nature of selling, it is not really passive income. If you sell on Etsy, Etsy rewards businesses being active, so always adding new products. You'll notice a increase in views and visits when you list new items. So you can't expect to just put up 10 items, never touch your store anymore, and then make thousands. Trends and holidays come and go, new products are added, so you always have to be on top of these to keep your store going. If you just leave it, I can guarantee you're not gonna have a long-lasting business. If you sell on Shopify, you have to be running ads, which you're gonna have to constantly take a look at. You're gonna have to constantly test new ads, new text. You're gonna be making new videos. You're gonna be doing social media. So no matter what you do, you still have to constantly at least visit your store once in a while, keep going at it, and again, answer to your customer service questions. So to say that this is a fully passive income business just isn't true. The next tip I have for those just starting is not to open a Shopify store, an Etsy store, a Redbubble store, a Printify pop-up shop. You really need to pick one and stick with it. And I highly recommend Etsy or Shopify, depending on your skills. I'm gonna do a full video on Etsy versus Shopify. I have both, but I started my Shopify store 3 years after my Etsy store, and I do personally think it is better to start on Etsy to test your ideas, to find what sells. And then once you've worked out what designs work, what niches work for you, and then you have mastered Etsy, then to spend some time on Shopify. But when you're first starting, do not split your time between Etsy and Shopify and Amazon. It's gonna be really, really hard for you to succeed if you're trying to get a bunch of things off the ground at once. And the last little thing that I kind of wanna debunk is I see a lot of videos that say, put up anything on a shirt, put up any AI design that you've created on a product and it's going to sell. You need to do research. Not everything is going to sell on a t-shirt. Not everything's gonna sell on a sweatshirt. And when I first started, I was just putting up any design I thought that looked good on t-shirts, on sweatshirts, on mugs, and they just weren't selling. And I did not start making best-selling designs until I started with research first. And if you're more curious about how I create best-selling designs based off research, I'm gonna link that video up next. I highly recommend you go watch it because it has been the game changer between making designs that don't sell and designs that do. If you have any questions as a beginner or questions before you start your store, let me know in the comments below and I'll try to get to all of them because I wanna help you succeed within this business. All right, thank you guys, and I'll see you next week.